6 lucky numbers to focus and get rich on May 25th, 27th and 29th, 2025. Buddhist teachings. What if wealth wasn't just about money, but about mastering your focus, timing, and energy? What if 6 special numbers could guide you, not only toward financial growth on May 25th, 27th, and 29th, but toward inner clarity and purpose? These aren't just lucky picks, they're signals, reflections of ancient Buddhist insights aligned with a natural flow of life. In a world obsessed with quick wins, these numbers invite us to slow down and tap into something real, mindful abundance. Here's the truth. Most people chase success by chance. They grind endlessly, buy into trends, and still feel empty. But you're not most people. You're here to understand something deeper. Today on the Journey of Wisdom, we'll explore 6 powerful numbers, each resonating with unique energy, from focused determination to fearless generosity. And when you align your actions with their meanings, you'll notice something shift, not just outside, but within. This isn't superstition. It's conscious living. It's how ancient teachings meet modern intention. So, before we begin, give this video a like, subscribe to the Journey of Wisdom, and turn on the bell so you never miss real insights. Then drop "I align with wisdom" in the comments to step into your transformation. Let's not just get rich, let's get wise, balanced, and truly fulfilled. Your journey starts now. 1. Number 48. Stability, diligence, and patience. Number 48 carries the quiet power of steady growth, diligence, and lasting success. It is the wisdom of walking forward without fanfare, of choosing consistency over chaos. If the number 36 symbolizes wild freedom, then 46 is the grounded energy of purpose, like the ox in the field, calm, sure-footed, and enduring. In numerology, the number 4 speaks to structure and discipline, the sturdy bones of a well-built life, while 8 brings the flow of abundance and the cycle of karma, where right actions create lasting rewards. Together, 48 becomes the number of sustainable success, not through gambling or chasing trends, but by building a life aligned with values, one deliberate step at a time. This is echoed in the Buddhist saying, "A jug fills drop by drop," reminding us that greatness, whether spiritual or material, does not arrive overnight. It's cultivated daily, patiently, often quietly. Like the ox in the Chinese zodiac, 48 asks us to work with integrity, to do the unseen but essential work, to keep showing up even when applause is absent. This brings to mind the story of Mrs. Liang, a widow in her 60s, who defied the odds by refusing to sell her small countryside land. With no experience, she chose to learn, to tend the soil, to barter at the market. Her hands bore the marks of hard work, but her eyes shone with joy. In 5 years, her humble farm became a beautiful eco-retreat, a place where people now come to slow down and reconnect with what matters. When asked her secret, she said, "The land doesn't rush. Why should I?" That's the spirit of 48. The slow, sacred rhythm of growth with purpose. The ox teaches us that patience is not laziness, it's wisdom in motion. And in today's world of instant results and digital distractions, that message is more important than ever. Every small habit we do with mindfulness, whether saving a little money each day, offering kindness instead of judgment, or choosing calm over reaction, lays the foundation for long-term peace and prosperity. As the Dhammapada says, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. So ask yourself today, where in my life am I looking for quick fixes instead of building something real? Embrace the slow path, honor your pace. And remember, the ox doesn't need praise, it just needs a path. Walk yours with faith, and you'll find that what you build with patience will outlast anything built in haste. 2. Number 36. Freedom and fearless living. What does freedom really mean to you? Is it leaving behind a draining job, or finally expressing your true self without fear of judgment? The number 36 carries a deep and liberating energy. It's about choosing a life where your heart leads the way, where decisions come not from fear, but from love, clarity, and courage. In numerology, the number 3 brings creativity and self-expression, while 6 stands for responsibility, compassion, and harmony. Together, they create a powerful balance, a life where your dreams matter, but so does your impact on others. This energy mirrors the spirit of the horse in the Chinese zodiac. Wild, bold, free. The horse doesn't ask if it's okay to run. It simply feels the wind and goes. That's the call of 36. To trust your instincts, honor your inner truth, and dare to move toward what sets your soul on fire. Have you ever felt like David? On the surface, everything looked perfect. High income, luxury lifestyle, success by society's standards. But inside, he was trapped. He once said, "I didn't find freedom, I finally stopped running from it." His turning point came from a single question. If I could start over, what would I really do? That question led him back to an old love, music. Slowly he made space for it. He didn't quit overnight, but step by step he rebuilt a life rooted in meaning rather than fear. Buddhism reminds us, you only lose what you cling to. Think about that. Are there fears or old beliefs you're still clinging to that no longer serve you? Letting go isn't giving up. It's making room for something more real, more aligned with who you are becoming. The energy of 36 doesn't ask you to be reckless. It asks you to be real. Look gently but honestly at your life and ask, what feels out of sync with who I truly am now? And just for a moment, imagine what would happen if you trusted yourself enough to release it. Here's how to begin. Choose one limiting belief or habit to release. Write it down and burn it, bury it, or simply say goodbye with gratitude. Then, list 3 things that make you feel most alive. Pick one and do it this week, even in a small way. And most importantly, surround yourself with people who celebrate your freedom, not fear your growth. As the saying goes, life doesn't reward those who wait for signs, it honors those who become the sign. Let the horse remind you, freedom isn't found in the safety of the stable, but in the courage to run. Number 3. Number 24. Inner peace and gentle power. Let's talk about the quiet strength of the number 24, a number that, especially on powerful days like May 25th, 27th, and 29th of 2025, invites you to stop chasing and start aligning. In a world that seems to always demand more noise, more action, more speed, 24 is like a gentle pause, a deep breath, or the stillness of early morning before the world wakes up. It's a number that carries the soft yet steady energy of inner peace and grounded presence. When we look at 24 in numerology, we see the nurturing energy of 2, cooperation, harmony, and intuition, intermerged with the solid foundation of 4, which represents stability, responsibility, and structure. Together, they don't shout, they whisper truths that last. This number is closely connected to the rabbit in the Chinese zodiac, a creature often misunderstood as timid, but in reality deeply tuned in, cautious and wise. Rabbits survive not because they're the fastest or strongest, but because they know how to listen to their environment and trust their instincts. Doesn't that sound like a skill we could all use a little more of? So ask yourself, when was the last time you paused before reacting? When did you last trust your inner knowing over external noise? In Buddhist wisdom, peace isn't something you wait for. It's something you cultivate every day, in every breath. The Buddha's teaching, peace comes from within, do not seek it without, is the very essence of what 24 reminds us. It's not about giving up on success or wealth, it's about changing how we approach it. Imagine making choices not from panic, but from presence. Imagine building wealth not by grinding endlessly, but by creating a life rooted in balance, compassion, and deep self-awareness. Could that be your real abundance? Personally, I see 24 as a quiet teacher, one that doesn't force its way into your life, but waits for you to notice it. So on these lucky days ahead, instead of rushing, try slowing down. Instead of speaking quickly, try listening deeply. What might happen if you moved with the grace of a rabbit and the presence of true inner peace? If you've made it this far, you're already aligning with the energy of abundance. These 6 lucky numbers for May 25th, 27th, and 29th are more than just digits. They're reminders to stay focused, intentional, and open to prosperity. Comment Lucky Path below to affirm your journey toward wealth and clarity. Stay with us until the end. There's more wisdom to come that could guide you toward a brighter, richer future. 4. Number 18. Creativity and the monkey mind. The number 18 carries a vibrant, transformative energy that speaks directly to those of us navigating the pressures and distractions of modern life. In numerology, 18 combines the bold ambition of the number 1 with the grounded wisdom of 8, creating a dynamic balance that urges you to innovate, reflect, and grow. In Buddhist philosophy, this number also hints at a deeper challenge: the monkey mind, that constant inner chatter that jumps restlessly from thought to thought, fueled by fear, doubt, and unfinished dreams. In our daily lives, especially for those juggling careers, families, and personal aspirations between the ages of 30 and 65, this monkey mind can feel like a curse, pulling us in too many directions at once. Yet Buddhist wisdom offers a surprising twist. The monkey mind isn't something to silence, but something to train. It's not chaos, it's creative energy waiting to be guided. Consider Jake, a talented 42-year-old graphic designer whose mind buzzed endlessly with ideas and anxieties. At the brink of burnout, he turned to meditation, not to shut his thoughts off, but to learn how to work with them. His teacher's words stayed with him. You don't silence the monkey, you teach it to dance. And so Jake did exactly that. He began keeping a chaos journal, writing down every stray idea, every strange thought, without judgment. What seemed like nonsense turned into a joyful, best-selling children's book series. His breakthrough didn't come from control, it came from curiosity, from allowing his restless mind to play. That's the true power of 18. It's a reminder that our distractions can become gifts, and our restlessness can lead to discovery. In Buddhist practice, we are encouraged to observe the mind with compassion, not to force it into stillness, but to understand its patterns and gently guide it toward wisdom. 18 invites us to stop trying to have all the answers and instead embrace the process, messy, lively, and real. So how can you apply this to your life today? Try setting aside just 18 minutes a day to create freely, without a plan or purpose, whether it's writing, doodling, or even just daydreaming. Catch yourself in the middle of overthinking and ask, is there another way to see this? Say yes to something spontaneous, a phone call, a walk, a new idea you haven't analyzed to death. Life isn't meant to be micromanaged. The mind isn't a machine to be controlled. It's a companion to be danced with. And when you stop fighting your thoughts and start flowing with them, number 18 becomes a symbol of freedom, showing you that even in the midst of confusion, there is space for joy, innovation, and surprising success. 5. Number 12. Courage and interdependence. Let's talk about the power of the number 12. Not just as a number, but as a symbol of deep spiritual truth. You've probably noticed how 12 shows up everywhere. 12 months in a year, 12 zodiac signs, 12 disciples in spiritual traditions. But in Buddhism, 12 represents something profound, the 12 links of dependent origination. These links explain how suffering arises and continues in our lives, starting with ignorance and ending with aging and death. They're not just abstract ideas. They remind us that everything we think, do, and feel is part of a vast, interconnected web. Nothing we do is isolated. Every choice we make sends ripples across the ocean of life. In Chinese symbolism, 12 also links with the tiger, strong, intuitive, and courageous. But here's the secret: the tiger isn't reckless. It watches carefully, then acts with focus. That's true courage, not charging blindly, but facing fear with clarity and purpose. Take Anna's story, for example. At 38, she had built a strong career in finance, but her heart longed to write. Fear held her back. Fear of failure, of instability, of stepping outside a life that looked successful on the surface. But during a visit to a Buddhist center, she heard a phrase that changed everything. From craving comes clinging, from clinging comes becoming. That insight hit her like lightning. She realized she wasn't stuck, she was clinging to an outdated version of herself. That night, she made a quiet but life-changing decision: to write again, one page at a time. Anna didn't run from her fear. She walked through it with awareness. 2 years later, she published her first book, not a tale of perfection, but a story of real transformation. Her journey became a light for others, showing that true bravery isn't about big leaps, it's about small, mindful steps taken with intention. So I want to ask you, what does courage look like in your life right now? Is it standing up for your truth, letting go of something that no longer serves you? Or maybe it's having the strength to start over, even if it's just one small step at a time. Remember, the number 12 reminds us that our actions matter, not just for our personal gain, but for the greater good. Courage paired with interdependence isn't just powerful, it's transformational. When you move with awareness, when your strength is guided by compassion, your life begins to uplift others naturally. So take that brave step, but take it mindfully, and always ask yourself, How can my courage serve not just me, but the world around me? That's the heart of Buddhist wisdom, and that's the energy of 12. 6. Number 8. Infinite power and prosperity. Let me tell you something personal and powerful about a number that's often overlooked. Number 8. Now, I know you might be thinking, how can a simple number have any real impact on my life? But stay with me, because 8 is far more than just a digit. It's a symbol of infinite energy, of karmic cycles, and a reminder that even after we fall, we can rise stronger. In both Buddhist teachings and numerology, the shape of the number 8 tells us everything. It loops back into itself with no beginning and no end, just like the flow of energy between effort and reward, cause and effect, pain and transformation. Have you ever felt stuck? Like no matter what you do, things just don't move forward? That's where the wisdom of 8 comes in. In Buddhism, 8 is sacred. It's the number of the Noble Eightfold Path, which offers a balanced way to live, not clinging to extremes, but walking steadily with right view, right effort, and right action. And when we align our goals with mindfulness, with compassion, with clarity, we stop chasing and start becoming. Think of the dragon in Eastern traditions, mystical, powerful, and graceful. It doesn't scramble or struggle. It soars. It knows how to rise with the winds rather than fight against them. Can you imagine applying that kind of grace to your own journey? Michael did. He was in his 40s, completely broken. Divorced, in debt, a business gone under. But a visit to a quiet temple changed everything when he saw the number 8 everywhere. 8 petals, 8 bells, 8 offerings, and heard a monk gently say, 8 is the number of karma. Nothing is wasted, even your pain. That stayed with him. He went home, wrote down 8 lessons from his hardships and 8 small, meaningful goals. Not just about success, but about contribution, peace, and purpose. 3 years later, he wasn't just financially stable, he was thriving. Not from hustle, but from harmony. That's the quiet magic of 8. It tells us that prosperity isn't luck. It's built through consistent, conscious steps. So now I want to ask you, what are 8 goals you can set today, not just for wealth, but for wholeness? Could you try 8 minutes of stillness each morning just to hear yourself again? Could you offer 8 small acts of kindness this week, not for applause, but to remind yourself that you have something to give? The number 8 is a gentle guide. It reminds us that what we give, we receive tenfold. Real abundance flows not from having more, but from being more. So, what will your 8 become? Thank you for being here with us today, as we explored the 6 lucky numbers to help you focus and attract abundance on May 25th, 27th, and 29th, 2025, inspired by Buddhist wisdom. It's always a joy to walk this journey with you. If today's message resonated with you, I invite you to share your thoughts or personal insights in the comments below. And if you're new here, just type "I am new to the path," or if you've been with us for a while, write "I walk with wisdom." Your presence and engagement not only support this community, but they also keep the spirit of these teachings alive. Let's continue walking this path of mindfulness and prosperity together. How the 6 energies work together. When we talk about how the 6 energies work together, we're really exploring a deeper rhythm that exists within us, one that mirrors the cycles of nature and the emotional seasons of life. Each number, 8, 12, 18, 24, 36, and 48, holds its own symbolic energy, much like archetypes or inner forces. But the real beauty emerges not in their individual strength, but in how they relate, support, and complete one another. When viewed together, these energies form a continuous, living cycle, a wheel of mindful living that can help us navigate the highs and lows of our daily existence with clarity, grace, and purpose. In this wheel, every energy feeds the next, offering a path not just to personal growth, but to harmony, both within and in how we interact with the world. Let's begin with the energy of 8, balance, dragon. This energy invites us to hold our ambitions with mindfulness, to strive without losing ourselves. In modern life, we're often pulled in many directions: career, family, health, relationships, and it's easy to get off center. Balance doesn't mean doing less. It means being more conscious about how and why we do what we do. When we start aligning our outer pursuits with inner awareness, we cultivate a kind of strength that is both focused and calm. This sets the stage for 12 courage tiger, the force that helps us take bold steps, especially when we feel uncertain or afraid. But courage in this context isn't about recklessness or charging forward blindly. It's about acting from a place of reflection. When we've rooted ourselves in balance, our courage becomes thoughtful, not impulsive. This is the kind of bravery that allows us to speak up, take action, or start anew without being reactive. Flowing from courage comes 18, creativity. Monkey, a playful and inventive energy. Creativity isn't just for artists. It lives in how we solve problems, how we parent, how we adapt to change. In today's fast-paced world, being creative means being flexible, curious, and open to learning. It means dancing with the unknown and finding new paths where none seem to exist. Yet creativity can quickly spiral into chaos if it isn't tempered. That's why it leads us naturally to 24, peace. Rabbit, the soft power of stillness. Peace is often misunderstood as passivity, but true peace is active. It's the decision to pause, to breathe, and to choose gentleness when every part of you wants to react. In the face of stress, injustice, or emotional turbulence, peace gives us the strength to respond rather than explode. It's what grounds creativity, ensuring it doesn't consume us but instead inspires us. From this quiet place arises the 36 and freedom horse, which is not just the ability to do what we want, but the deeper liberation of releasing what no longer serves us. We live in a world cluttered with expectations, social norms, past regrets, limiting beliefs, and the energy of freedom teaches us to let go. When we embrace peace, we begin to see more clearly what holds us back, and only then can we move forward with authenticity. Freedom is an ongoing practice. It asks us to continually examine what we've outgrown and to make space for what's real. But even freedom can become fleeting or chaotic without the final stabilizing force. 48. Patience, ox. Patience gives our transformation roots. It's the long-term discipline to keep walking the path, even when progress feels slow or invisible. In a culture obsessed with instant results, patience is a radical act. It teaches us that real change takes time, and that consistency, not urgency, is what ultimately shapes our lives. What's remarkable is how these 6 energies complete one another like puzzle pieces. You cannot truly experience freedom, 36, if you haven't first cultivated inner peace, 24. You won't sustain courageous action, 12, without the stability and discipline of patience, 48. Creativity, 18, doesn't thrive in isolation. It blossoms when held in the steady arms of balance, 8, and fueled by the daring spark of courage, 12. When these energies are seen not as separate traits but as interdependent qualities, we begin to see a roadmap, a compass that guides our choices, emotions, and personal evolution. This is the wisdom of cyclical energy. No single force can carry us through all of life's challenges, but together they create a harmony that is both powerful and sustainable. Now, take a quiet moment to reflect. Which of these 6 energies feels most distant from you right now? Perhaps you feel overwhelmed, then it may be balance, 8, that you need to restore. If you're feeling stuck or uninspired, courage, 12, or freedom, 30, might be the key. Or maybe burnout is creeping in, signaling a need for peace, 24, or patience, 48. Write down the number or the energy that resonates least with you. For the next 7 days, make a gentle commitment to invite that energy into your life. It doesn't have to be grand, just small, mindful actions each day. Maybe it's 5 minutes of silence, a bold decision, a creative project, or simply letting go of something that burdens you. Over time, as each of these 6 energies comes alive within you, you'll begin to notice that life no longer feels like something to survive, but something you move through with clarity, freedom, and flow. 3 daily Buddhist actions to attract prosperity and inner peace. In our modern world, where the pressure to achieve and accumulate never seems to slow down, many find themselves exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. We chase success thinking it will bring us peace, yet often end up feeling more disconnected and anxious. But what if the secret to prosperity isn't in chasing more, but in being more? More present, more kind, more conscious. Buddhist wisdom gently reminds us that prosperity and peace are not separate paths, they are intertwined. When we live each day with intention, kindness, and awareness, we begin to cultivate a life that is both abundant and deeply rooted in inner calm. As the Dhammapada says, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts, it is made up of our thoughts. With this in heart, let us explore 3 profoundly simple yet transformative daily practices drawn from the teachings of the Buddha. Practices that can help us attract not only material blessings, but a deep sense of well-being. The first of these is the daily act of generosity, in Pali, dana. This is not limited to giving money or possessions, rather it is about offering what you can with a sincere and open heart. Whether it's a smile to a stranger, a few minutes of your time to truly listen, or a small act of kindness to someone in need, these offerings soften the heart and expand our connection with others. Generosity loosens the grip of greed and fear, 2 forces that often cloud our sense of abundance. The Buddha taught, "If you knew what I know about the power of giving, you would not let a single meal pass without sharing it." When we give without expecting anything in return, we shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of trust in the interdependent nature of life. In today's terms, it's the difference between clinging to every dollar out of fear and sharing what you can because you know that life, in its mysterious wisdom, returns what we offer, often in ways we least expect. Give daily, even in small ways, and you'll begin to notice how your life feels more spacious, more connected, and ultimately more blessed. Flowing from generosity, the next essential daily practice is stillness through mindfulness or meditation. In a culture that often glorifies busyness, taking just 10 minutes to sit quietly might seem unproductive, but this small daily habit can change your life. Sit comfortably, breathe naturally, and allow your thoughts to pass like clouds in the sky. Don't chase them, don't fight them, just observe. This is mindfulness, sati, and with time it deepens into concentration, samadhi, which brings clarity. When we become still, we can hear what's truly going on within us, the fears that drive our decisions, the desires that tug at us, the judgments we carry. In this space of awareness, we find the freedom to respond rather than react. As the Buddha said, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." And indeed, this kind of inner peace is the foundation upon which all meaningful prosperity is built. A calm mind leads to wise choices, and wise choices lead to a life that is both successful and serene. Even in the rush of daily life, taking this small pause can anchor you in something deeper than distraction. Finally, we arrive at a practice that touches every interaction we have: right speech. Words are powerful. They can heal or harm, connect or divide. The Buddha emphasized the importance of speaking truthfully, kindly, and with purpose. Before you speak, ask yourself, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? These simple questions can transform your communication and your relationships. In an age where so much is said without thought, online and offline, choosing your words with care is both radical and compassionate. When your speech uplifts rather than tears down, you build trust and harmony with those around you. And as any modern leader or entrepreneur knows, prosperity flows more easily in environments of trust and mutual respect. Remember the Buddha's words, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." In your daily life, at home, at work, with friends, use your voice as a tool for healing. You'll find that people are drawn to you not just for what you say, but for how you make them feel. So, as you go about your day, consider weaving these three threads: generosity, stillness, and wise speech into the fabric of your life. These are not abstract spiritual ideas or rituals reserved for monks. They are practical habits that anyone, anywhere can embrace. They're like seeds. When you plant them daily and water them with sincerity and patience, they begin to sprout into something beautiful, a life that feels whole. True prosperity, as the teachings show us, isn't just about financial wealth. It's about having a peaceful mind, an open heart, and meaningful relationships. As Thich Nhat Hanh wisely said, there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. Each of these practices opens the way to both happiness and abundance, not in the distant future, but starting right now. And there you have it, 6 powerful numbers, each carrying a deep and timeless energy to guide your path on May 25th, 27th, and 29th. Whether it's the strength of the ox, the freedom of the horse, or the balance of the dragon, these aren't just lucky symbols. They are reflections of who you can become when you live with intention, courage, and compassion. Remember, true wealth isn't just about what we gain, but how we grow. As you move through these special days, take what resonates and let it shape your thoughts, your choices, and your energy. Real prosperity begins from within. If this message brought value to your life, please support our journey by liking this video, sharing it with someone who needs it, and subscribing to the Journey of Wisdom. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming teachings, rooted in ancient insight and modern mindfulness. Thank you for walking this path with us. May your days ahead be rich, not just in fortune, but in peace, purpose, and wisdom. Until next time, stay present, stay kind, and stay aligned.